Just leave me. You lied and cheated again.
I did not find out on my wedding day. I found out on a random evening when my husband forgot his phone on the bed and it started vibrating like it was crying for help. The name on the screen made my heart stop. My wife read hard. I laughed at first. I even shook my head and said out loud, "Funny joke." But the phone kept vibrating. Again and again. That was the first time my marriage began to sound like a lie. My name is Joke. I am married to Kunal Adeyemi. Or at least that was what I believed. Kunal was calm, neat, and always spoke like a man who had nothing to hide. When he asked me to marry him, he held my hands and said, "Joke, you are the only woman I love. My parents will adore you." I blushed like a child. My friends screamed with joy. Finally, my best friend Saad shouted, clapping her hands, "This one is serious marriage." I believed every word. When I first met Kunal's parents, Pa Adeyemi and Ma Adeyemi, they smiled too much. It was not a warm smile. It was the kind that stays only on the lips. Ma Adeyemi held my hand and said softly, "Welcome, my daughter." But her eyes moved away quickly, like she was scared I might read something there. I told myself I was just nervous. After all, meeting parents is never easy. Our wedding was simple but beautiful. The drums were loud. My heels clicked proudly on the tiled floor as I walked beside Kunal. People sprayed money. Women ululated. Someone whispered behind me, "Lucky girl." I smiled so hard my cheeks hurt. If happiness had a picture, that day would have been it. Or so I thought. Marriage started sweet. Kunal cooked sometimes. He joked with me at night. But there were cracks. Small ones. He took calls outside. He locked his phone. When I asked, he laughed. "Ah, Joke. Don't you trust your husband?" I felt silly and apologized. That was how I kept apologizing, even when my heart felt uneasy. Then came that evening. The vibrating phone. My wife read hard. My hands shook as I picked the call. I did not answer. I just stared. Kunal walked out of the bathroom, towel on his shoulder. He froze when he saw the phone in my hand. His mouth opened but no sound came out. That silence said more than words. "Kunal," I whispered, "who is this?" He swallowed hard. It's not what you think." I laughed again, but this time my eyes burned. "Then what should I think? That I saved your contact wrongly?" He sat down slowly like a child caught stealing meat. "Please let me explain." That night my world turned upside down, but not completely. Because even then he did not tell me everything. He said it was an old relationship. He said she meant nothing. He said, "You are my real wife." I cried. I shouted. I almost packed my bags. But his parents came the next morning. Ma Adeyemi sat close to me and sighed. "Joke, marriage is patience." Pa Adeyemi cleared his throat. "Men make mistakes." I looked at them, confused. Why were they so calm? Why did it sound like they already knew? I wanted to ask, but my mouth felt heavy. Something was still hidden. I could feel it pressing on my chest. Weeks later, I attended a naming ceremony with Saad. While we were eating, a woman walked in. Tall, confident, pregnant. People greeted her with respect. An old woman whispered, "That is Mrs. Adeyemi." I dropped my spoon. Saad frowned. "Which Adeyemi?" Before I could answer, the woman laughed loudly and said, "My husband, Kunal, will soon join us." The room started spinning. That was when the truth began to show its face, but not fully. Because what I discovered next made me ask a question I never thought I would ask myself. Was I the wife, or was I the side chick in my own marriage? I stood up slowly. My chair made a loud scraping sound on the floor. Everyone turned to look at me. The pregnant woman also looked my way. Our eyes met. She smiled politely like we were strangers. My heart was beating so fast I thought it would jump out. Saad whispered, "Joke, what is wrong?" I grabbed her arm. "That woman. She said Kunal is her husband." Saad's mouth opened. "What?" Before I could say more, Kunal walked in. He was smiling, greeting people, waving like a proud man. When he saw me, his smile dropped. Just for 1 second. But I saw it. The woman called out happily, "Kunal, over here." He walked to her and touched her belly gently. "How are you feeling?" I felt something break inside me. I walked closer. My heels clicked loudly again, just like on my wedding day, but this time there was no music. "Kunal," I said calmly. Too calmly. "Who is she?" The hall went quiet. Even the children stopped running. The woman looked confused. "I'm Funk Adeyemi," she said. "Kunal's wife." I smiled sadly. Interesting. Because I am also Mrs. Adeyemi. People gasped. Someone murmured, Jesus. Kunnal's face turned pale. Funk stared at him. What is she talking about? Kunnal began to sweat. Please, not here. I shook my head. Here is perfect. That was when Funk started crying. Not small tears. Real tears. She held her stomach and said, Kunnal, you said I was the only one. I laughed bitterly. He said the same thing to me. Later that day we sat in Kunnal's family house. The truth came out slowly like a wound being pressed. Kunnal had married Funk first, traditionally years ago. When she traveled out of town for business, his parents pushed him to marry me legally. For balance, Pa Adeyemi said quietly, not even looking at me. Life is complicated. I stood up shaking. So all of you knew? Ma Adeyemi wiped her face. We were protecting the family name. I laughed. By destroying me? Funk looked at me with pain and anger mixed together. I didn't know about you either, she said softly. 2 women. 1 lie. 1 man. That night, Kunnal followed me into the room. Joke, please forgive me. We can manage this. I turned slowly. Manage? He nodded. You are still my wife. I whispered, no. I was the side chick in my own marriage. I packed my bags before morning. But as I stepped out, Ma Adeyemi held my hand. If you leave, you may regret it. I looked at her and asked, or if I stay, will I lose myself? I walked away, but my heart was still confused. I did not go far. I stayed with my aunt Auntie Mornike in Ibadan. The first night there I did not sleep. I stared at the ceiling while the fan made slow, tired sounds. My phone lay beside me. Silent. Too silent. I kept expecting Kunnal to call. When he finally did, at 2:17 a.m., my heart jumped before my mind could stop it. Joke, please, he said the moment I picked. His voice was broken. Come back. Let us talk like adults. I laughed softly. Adults don't lie this well, Kunnal. He went quiet. Then he said, my parents forced me. I closed my eyes. They didn't force you to love me with lies. Days passed. Funk called me once. Her voice was calm but tired. I am carrying his child, she said. I don't know what to do. I swallowed hard. Neither do I. 2 women tied by one mistake, speaking like sisters who never planned to meet. Then something strange happened. Kunnal's parents visited my aunt's house. Pa Adeyemi knelt down. My aunt gasped. Stand up, old man. He shook his head. Joke, come back. We will make things right. I asked quietly, how? Silence. No answer. That night, Kunnal sent me a message that changed everything. 1 line. You are not legally my wife anymore. I stared at the screen. My chest felt empty. Later, I found out he had quietly filed papers while I was away. No warning. No discussion. Just like that, I was erased. But that was not the end. 2 weeks later, a letter arrived. From a lawyer. Inside was something I never expected. Something that made me sit down on the floor and cry, not from pain but from shock. What was in that letter? And why did Kunnal suddenly want to see me again after saying I was no longer his wife? I opened the letter with shaking hands. My aunt stood behind me, her wrapper loose around her waist. Read it slowly, she said. I nodded, but my eyes were already running ahead. The letter said Kunnal had bought a small house in my name during our marriage. It was written clearly. Legally. No tricks. I sat on the floor and laughed like a mad person. So now he remembers me, I said. My aunt shook her head. Money cannot clean dirt, she replied softly. Kunnal called that evening. Joke, please don't be angry, he said gently. I did that for you. I still care. I replied calmly, you cared enough to erase me without a word. He sighed. Funk is sick. The pregnancy is not easy. My parents are worried. I need peace in my house. I laughed again. So I was peace before and now I am a problem? He went quiet. That silence again. Always his answer. Funk came to see me a week later. She looked smaller, tired. Her eyes were swollen. We sat facing each other like 2 people in the same storm. I didn't ask for this, she said. I nodded. Neither did I. She whispered, sometimes I feel like the side chick too. That sentence stayed with me. Maybe Kunnal only loved himself. Maybe all of us were just roles he played with. One evening, Kunnal showed up unannounced. His knock was soft like he was afraid. When I opened the door, he looked at me and smiled sadly. You look different, he said. I folded my arms. So do you. He begged. He cried. He promised. He even said, "If you come back, things will change." I looked at him and felt nothing. No anger. No love. Just calm. That scared me more than pain. After he left, I sat alone and thought deeply. I remembered my wedding day. The music. The smiles. The lies. I finally understood something. I was never the problem. I was just convenient. Loving him again would mean losing myself completely. And I had already lost too much. But life is funny. Just when I decided to move on, another message came in. This one was from Kunnal's father. Only 3 words. "We need you." Why would they need me now, after everything? And what secret were they still hiding from me? I did not reply Pa Adeyemi immediately. I dropped the phone on the bed and stared at the wall. "We need you." Those words sounded heavy, like a burden I had already carried once. My aunt watched me quietly. "Don't go," she finally said. "People who hurt you once will try again." I nodded, but my heart was already moving. I needed to know why they suddenly remembered me. When I got to their house, the atmosphere was different. Too quiet. No radio. No television. Even the air felt tense. Ma Adeyemi sat on the couch, her eyes red and swollen. When she saw me, she stood up quickly. "Joke, thank you for coming," she said, holding my hands tightly. I pulled back gently. "Why did you call me?" I asked. My voice was steady, but inside I was shaking. Pa Adeyemi cleared his throat. "Kunnal has collapsed," he said. "The doctor says stress." My heart skipped. For a second, old feelings tried to rise, but I pushed them down. "Where is Funk?" I asked. Ma Adeyemi looked away. "She left," she whispered. "She said she cannot continue." The room went silent. So the house that once rejected me was now empty. Kunnal was lying in the room when I went in. He looked thin, weak. When he saw me, tears filled his eyes. "Joke," he whispered. "I am sorry." I stood there, not moving closer. "Sorry for what?" I asked. He closed his eyes. "For making you feel like nothing." That sentence hit harder than all his begging before. He told me everything then. How his parents controlled his choices. How he was afraid to lose Funk because of the child. How he was afraid to lose me because I made him feel understood. "I wanted both worlds," he said. I shook my head slowly. "You don't build happiness by breaking people," I replied. Ma Adeyemi later pulled me aside. "Help us talk to Funk," she begged. "She listens to women." I laughed quietly. "So now my voice matters?" She looked ashamed. "We were wrong." I believed her, but belief does not erase scars. That night as I was leaving, Kunnal called my name. If I had one more chance. I interrupted him. Some chances come only once. I walked out with a strange peace in my heart, but also a question that refused to leave me. Was forgiveness for him, or for me? Funk returned 3 days later. Not alone. She came with her elder brother, Bayo, a tall man with sharp eyes. When she entered the living room, everyone stood up. Kunnal tried to sit, but his legs shook. Funk did not look at him. She looked at me instead. "Joke," she said softly, "I need to talk to you." My heart skipped. Why me? Why now? We stepped outside. The sun was hot, but I felt cold. Funk took a deep breath. "The child may not be Kunnal's," she said. I froze. "What do you mean?" I asked. She swallowed hard. "Before I traveled, before everything, Kunnal and I had problems. We were separated for months." My head began to spin. Inside the house, Kunnal laughed weakly with his father, unaware that his world was about to shake again. Bayo joined us and crossed his arms. "My sister has been quiet for too long," he said. "Your husband wanted 2 wives, but he may end up with none." Funk started crying. "I was afraid to talk," she said. "I thought marriage must be endured." I held her hand without thinking. 2 women again. Same pain. Different moments. We went back inside. Funk faced Kunnal. "I need honesty," she said. Kunnal looked confused. "What honesty?" She lifted her chin. "There is a chance the baby is not yours." Kunnal stood up suddenly. "What?" Pa Adeyemi shouted. "Enough." Ma Adeyemi began to cry loudly. The room exploded with voices. Accusations. Regrets. Kunnal held his head and sank into the chair. "So I destroyed my life for nothing?" he whispered. I watched him and felt something strange. Not joy. Not revenge. Just sadness. A deep one. I stepped forward. "This is where I stop," I said calmly. Everyone turned to me. "Your problems are no longer mine." Kunnal looked up. "Joke, wait." I shook my head. I waited enough. As I walked out, my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. Joke, I know the truth about Kunnel. You deserve to hear it. My fingers trembled. Another truth? Another lie? I looked back once at the house that almost broke me, then at my phone. Should I open the message, or finally choose peace and walk away forever? I stood outside the gate for a long time, staring at that message. Cars passed. People walked by, laughing, living their normal lives. My own life felt paused. I finally opened the message. It was from a woman named Titi. She asked to meet me. Just one conversation, she wrote. After that, you can decide what to do. I almost ignored it. Almost. But something in my chest told me this story was still unfinished. We met at a small cafe by the road. Titi arrived late. Her heels tapped nervously on the floor as she sat down. She did not smile. I know Kunnel, she said. Very well. I folded my arms. Everyone seems to know my husband, I replied. She sighed. He was engaged to me before Funk. Before you. I blinked slowly. My head felt heavy. She told me how Kunnel's parents had rejected her because she was not from a good family. How they pushed him toward Funk for status. How, when that did not give them peace, they pushed him toward me for image. Kunnel never learned to say no, Titi said. So people used him. And he used us. Her words sat between us like broken glass. When I got home that night, Kunnel called again. His voice sounded empty. Joke, I am tired, he said. Everything is falling apart. I replied quietly, that is what happens when lies grow legs. He asked, can we start again? I closed my eyes. Kunnel, you don't need another wife. You need the truth. The next morning I made a decision. Not about Kunnel. About myself. I accepted the house he bought, not out of love but justice. I enrolled in a course I had always postponed. I started smiling again slowly. Real smiles. Healing ones. Weeks later, I heard Funk had left the city. Kunnel moved back to his parents' house. People stopped calling me Mrs. Adeyemi. They started calling me Joke again. Just Joke. And for the first time that felt enough. But sometimes late at night I still wonder. If Kunnel had been brave from the start, would things be different? Or was I always meant to walk away to find myself? 1 year later, my life looked calm on the outside, but inside, questions still knocked softly on my heart. I had settled into the small house. I painted the walls cream. Every morning, my kettle whistled while birds argued on the mango tree outside. Peace had a sound and I was learning it slowly. Still, some nights, Kunnel's name crossed my mind like a shadow. Not love. Just memory. One evening as I returned from work, my neighbor Aisha waved excitedly. Joe. Someone came looking for you today, she said. My stomach tightened. Who? I asked. She lowered her voice. A man. He said he was a lawyer. My hands began to sweat. I thanked her and went inside, my heart beating fast again. Why now? Why after 1 year of silence? The lawyer came the next day. He sat across from me, calm and serious. Mrs. Joke? He corrected himself quickly. Miss Joke. I smiled faintly. He cleared his throat. Kunnel Adeyemi has been involved in a serious accident. My breath caught. Is he alive? I asked before I could stop myself. The lawyer nodded. Yes, but there is something you need to know. He explained slowly. Kunnel had written a statement months ago, to be opened if anything happened to him. In it he admitted everything. The lies. The pressure. The marriages. He also wrote one line about me. Just one. Joke was the only woman who loved me without conditions. Tears rolled down my face before I realized it. That evening I sat alone and spoke out loud like he was there. Kunnel, why did you realize this too late? My voice broke. I was not crying for him. I was crying for what could have been if truth had come early. Regret is heavy when it comes late. Days later, Funk called. Her voice was calm. I had the baby, she said. It's a boy. I swallowed. Is Kunnel? She paused. The child is not his. Silence stretched between us. Then she added, but the pain is real anyway. I went to see Kunnel once. Just once. He looked at me and smiled weakly. You look happy, he said. I nodded. I am learning. He whispered, I am sorry. I replied gently, I know. And for the first time, forgiveness felt real. As I walked out of the hospital, sunlight hit my face. I realized something important. I was never the side chick in my marriage. I was the lesson. The one truth everyone ignored until it was too late. But life still has surprises. As I reached my car, my phone rang. An unknown number again. Hello, Joke, a man's voice said warmly. My name is Tund. I got your number from the lawyer. I think we need to talk about your future. Who was Tund? And why did he sound like someone who already knew me? I held the phone away from my ear for a second, then brought it back. My future? I asked carefully. The man laughed softly. Don't panic, he said. I'm Cunnell's cousin. We met once at your wedding. I tried to remember. Faces from that day were many and blurry. Why do you want to talk to me? I asked. He paused, then said, because Cunnell asked me to. We met at a quiet park in the evening. Children were playing. A woman shouted at her son to stop running. Normal life again happening around my broken story. Tund arrived wearing a simple shirt and jeans. He looked calm, nothing like Cunnell. You look stronger, he said as we sat. I smiled slightly. Life will force you to be. He nodded. Cunnell knows he lost you, he said gently. This is not about him coming back. Tund explained that Cunnell wanted to start over, not with marriage but with truth. He had decided to sell family properties and cut himself off from his parents' control. He said if he survives he wants to live honestly, Tund said. I laughed quietly. Honesty came very late. Tund agreed. Yes, but late honesty is still better than lifelong lies. A week later, Cunnell asked to see me again. I hesitated, but I went. We sat opposite each other, no touching, no pretending. I don't want you back as my wife, he said slowly. I just want you to know I am changing. I looked at him and replied, change should not be a performance. He nodded. I know. That's why I'm letting you go. That night, I slept deeply for the first time in years. No dreams. No fear. Just rest. In the morning, I stood in front of the mirror and smiled. You survived, I told myself. I was no longer fighting to be chosen. I had chosen myself. Months passed. Life moved forward. I laughed more. I healed more. And then one afternoon, I ran into Tund again by chance. He smiled and said, you look happy. I replied, I am. He hesitated, then asked, can I take you out sometime? Not because of Cunnell. Because of you. My heart skipped, not from fear this time, but from surprise. Should I give love another chance, or protect the peace I fought so hard to build? I looked at Tund and felt something I hadn't felt in a long time, curiosity mixed with caution. Maybe, I said slowly, smiling without thinking. He laughed softly, not arrogantly. That's fair, he said. No rush. Somehow just those words made the air feel lighter. For the first time in years, my heart felt space to breathe. Over the next few weeks, Tund and I met casually. Coffee. Walks in the park. Quiet conversations where no one's past mattered, only now. I laughed more than I had in months. No one was asking me to forgive lies, no one was holding secrets. Just simple talks, shared smiles, and gentle companionship. For the first time, I realized I could exist without the chaos Cunnell had brought. But one afternoon, while walking through the market, I saw Cunnell again. He looked older, haggard, alone. His eyes met mine for a brief moment, and I saw regret etched deeply into his face. I kept walking not because I didn't feel but because I had learned that some people belong to the past, and some to the future. That night I sat on my balcony looking at the stars. I thought about my marriage, Funk, the child, Cunnell, Tund, everything. Life had a way of teaching lessons, some painful, some beautiful. I had survived heartbreak, betrayal, and lies. I had reclaimed myself. And now, for the first time, I understood this clearly. No one can take your peace unless you give it to them. I smiled softly, phone in hand. Tund had just sent a message. Ready for our next adventure? I laughed quietly. Yes, I whispered. I am ready. But somewhere deep down, I knew life could still surprise me. Maybe with joy, maybe with more challenges. The question remained, would I let the past ever control my future again? If you were in Joke's shoes, would you take a chance on love again, or stay focused only on your peace? And have you been betrayed by someone you care for so dearly? Tell us you love experience in the comments section, maybe others can learn from you mistake. See you in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share to friends and family to learn from love story.